And today I want to talk openly about a condition, syndrome, reality-altering mind virus, something like that I experience, which is called Rejection Sensitivity Dysphoria. To get this out of the way right away, it's not officially recognized in the DSM-5, which is the catalog of mental disorders, but that is more because it's new rather than because it's made up. Before committing to writing the script for this video, I made sure to check with my therapist that it's okay to talk about, and can confirm for you that a licensed mental health professional who specializes in autism told me directly that not only is it a real thing that should be talked about, but that it should be listed in the DSM-5. This isn't something that I've just made up for fun, it is a real experience. And experience is the word commonly used to describe it, and for good reason. Something like a condition or syndrome implies that it's a malady that you can, fix, but like other parts of neurodivergence, which is like autism or ADHD, as a whole, it's not like that. It's an inherent difference with the way that I experience the world. When something happens to me that feels like rejection, of any kind, the immediate reaction I feel is incredibly intense and physical. It can be rejection of any kind, not just relationship rejection, and it makes me feel extreme anxiety and also a lot of real physical pain. I'll go into the pain first, as it's the most unique aspect. When something happens that triggers this, my reaction isn't just sadness or even anger, it is actual physical pain. Usually it's in my head or my heart, but depending on severity can expand out to pretty much my entire body for a while until I distract myself with something else. And I do want to reiterate that it is real pain. That expression is not an exaggeration. It feels the same as heartbreak, with pain that takes your breath away and makes you feel sore. This is most often procced for me by YouTube comments, as you might expect with me being a creator and all. It makes comments really, really hard to read, even the nice ones, because I know an out-of-pocket mean one might be next when I scroll on the YouTube comment aggregator. As a result, I try to avoid reading them in general, which is not good for me professionally. It's really good for creators to engage with their audience, replying to comments and hearting the ones that they like, as it promotes more comments, which has a snowball effect, as well as being, just nice. I do my best, but most days I literally can't take it, so I will often go weeks without checking my comments. I can react especially bad when it's unexpected. With the Dark Tide video that I put out recently, I did not expect people at all to disagree with it, and then they did. Even if the comments aren't actually all that bad, I can't really go and check because of how awful it makes me feel. I would love to read more of them and see how I feel more about the constructive ones, but trying to interface with it at all is like opening up a furnace and sticking my face right into the flames. Even if it's not actually that hot or whatever, it's still gonna hurt, and it definitely does leave a mark. Now, if you get exposed to it all the time, you will dull yourself to it. It's like something that you build up an immunity to with continued exposure, but being fully immune to it is really, really bad for you. It would mean being basically totally numb and very dismissive of others, which isn't good either. But that immunity wanes over time. It's something you have to keep regularly exposing yourself to for it to not completely roll you over when it happens, and if you're doing that, it's probably going to make you quite sad. I have lived with this for a long time now, pretty much as long as I can remember. The fucked up evil part of it is that you can experience this pain as a result of not just actual rejection, but perceived rejection. Does that person think I'm ugly? Does my friend hate me now? Do I look out of place? All of those extremely annoying, anxious thoughts which are not based on reality, but assumptions about reality. Doing that often is called mind reading, making assumptions about the people around you and trying to guess what they are thinking. It is probably the most apocalyptic thing that I've recognized that I do, and it can be disastrous for mental health for absolutely no gain whatsoever. In reality, people don't think about you, nor do they even care about you, even if they did. There is so much going on in every person's life that stressing so heavily about things that other people won't even remember is not just pointless, it's pretty much emotional self-harm. But I can know that on a higher cognitive function level, that it's kind of a waste of time, but that doesn't make it not happen. The reactions I'm describing myself having are very primal monkey brain, and those ones are really hard to appease. Combine mind reading with rejection sensitivity and it becomes a whole new nightmare. Being perceived is actual literal pain when the anxiety slug is the one that's in control. Going out in public can be really stressful already. Throw this into the mix and it's really no wonder why I don't go out that much. Just going to the grocery store and overthinking looks from strangers is going to cause undue pain that I just don't need most of the time. It's not always as bad as can be. I think recently it's been heightened because of the Dark Tide thing. The most natural advice that comes to people's mind when I tell them about this is to simply ignore the people who say unjustly mean, judgmental, or straight up wrong things. And that isn't necessarily wrong advice, but it's not realistic either. I can't just ignore the pain. I'm sorry, I'm not built like that. There has to be something you can do, and thankfully there are, though what will work is going to vary from person to person, obviously. I don't have a foolproof plan, and genuinely think that without medication I would be totally fucked. The best advice that I have is to do your best to harness the most powerful tool in the human's entire mental arsenal, which is the placebo effect. If you're somehow unfamiliar, the placebo effect is basically the same thing as the cognitive distortion known as emotional thinking, which is thinking something is real, and so feeling it's real. It can be something totally made up, like here, I can demonstrate. The clip that's about to play has been altered so that when you watch and listen to it, it'll tap into your nervous system and accelerate your heart rate, and make your blood pump faster as it syncs up with the visuals. Everything I just said was completely made-up pseudoscience, but there was a part of you there that believed it and felt it, and that is the placebo effect. See, I grew up my whole life thinking that all the pain that I'm talking about in this video was just the placebo effect. I also grew up thinking that all of the flashing danger alarms that my body was throwing up at me constantly were also just the placebo effect. They weren't. Turns out no, my mostly malnourished body truly was not capable of doing a lot of physical tasks, and I was not lying about that just to try to get out of work. Even if those things weren't, the fact that I thought they could have been shows that the placebo effect can be super powerful. People have made up entire religions thanks to the placebo effect, and I think it's the main reason that homeopathic treatments even exist at all. Thank you, 4th of July. Scientifically, they are something to be shunned, sure, but on a practical level, there is something to be learned here. Even bullshit can have a life-changing effect on your mental and even physical state. If you want to be a crystal person and have a necklace that you think brings you strength, go for it, because if you believe it does, it literally does. Go you. If you take a medication and immediately feel its effects, even though they're supposed to take a long time to kick in, even though that's not supposed to be how it works, you're feeling the effects, aren't you? So, this leads into my personal favorite advice for harnessing this power, which is to convince yourself that anxiety itself is a scam created by the woke left to make me feel bad. I wouldn't dare believe in a scam because I am smarter than that, so anxiety should get the hell out of the way because a true intellectual has entered the building. Anxiety is nothing but the woke mind virus, and I wouldn't dare let the woke affect me. I'm one of them real brain truthers, you see. So yeah, if you experience rejection sensitivity, I hope this video serves as some nice validation for you, and if you don't, it's good to know that there are people out there who are this sensitive. You don't have to mellow your words for them or anything. Ultimately, it's up to me to manage how I react. That's not really on you at all, but knowing that some people are like this will inherently help you to be more empathetic to different people. As I wrap up today, I want to remind you that my email is always open if you want to send me something, and it's in the description of all of my videos. I do love hearing from people. Leave a comment, like the video, share it to every public and private Discord server that you're in, WhatsApp it to your grandmother, post it on LinkedIn, compress the entire video into a GIF and then post it as a reaction GIF, whatever you gotta do.